From the other racetrack in Indy to the other racetrack in Nashville. Nashville Fairground Speedway is where we were supposed to be tonight, but the Bandit Racing League will actually take a gamble on the 1.5 mile in Las Vegas, Nevada. A little bit of a switch up. The EvanWallMedia.com All-American 150 from Vegas. We're in qualifying right now, taking a look at the 85 car. Taking his qualifying lap, you see sitting on the pole so far is the 80 of Roland with a 31.39. Nick Nickerson with a quick time as well in the 85 of Cody Welch. You're going to be in 11th place with a 31.55. So as we get through qualifying right here, fast time from the 04 of Guzik. You're looking at the 72, now the 8 car. Let's go ahead and pull up our current championship standings. And they're not populating in there right now, but I'll go ahead and talk about the current championship standings nevertheless. So now that we're getting a couple races in, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what it's going to be like once we get toward the end of the season, or not toward the end of the season, toward the end of the regular season, and what it's going to be like in our postseason. So to get into round one, obviously you can win your way in. So far, each race that we've had has had a different winner. So you can obviously win your way in. You win, and you are in round one of the championship. But the other way, we're also going to take the top 12 drivers in points that do not have a win. So if we have different winners each week, we could have 10 drivers get in on wins, and then 12 drivers will get in on points. So there could possibly be 22 drivers in the first round of the playoffs. No matter what, though, round two, points are going to reset, and it will go down to the top 8 drivers that will advance into round two, and then round three is going to cut down to only 4 drivers. So that'll be really interesting once we get toward the playoff, but you're going to want to see a lot of these drivers. They aren't going to want to count on those points. They're going to want to win and get their way in, get the success early. But one thing you may notice, I'm here by myself tonight. I'm here, as always, Evan Wall of Evan Wall Media. I don't have my co-commentator with me tonight. Unfortunately, he had other things that he had to do, but that's no problem. He'll be back with us next week at the Daytona Road Course. But nevertheless, I am still here for you guys. So looking right now, the 04 of Guzik with the quickest time still. The 99 of Brandon Jackson sitting up there in second place now. He ran a 31.37. Then rolling down to third now, Nickerson in fourth, and the 7 car of Lacey sitting there in 5th position. So we're here at Las Vegas, and just a little bit of information about the track while we're waiting on these guys to get through qualifying.
Take a real quick minute here. Tell everybody.
Yeah, I guess one thing that I want to go ahead and mention that you'll actually be able to hear our race directors and anyone who talks in iRacing chat in the background. So that's going to be really interesting. We'll be able to hear what the drivers are talking about as they say it. And you can see that was Bill Harkins talking there, and you saw his name pop up on the right side there. So as the race goes on, we'll be able to hear drivers, hear what they're saying. Hopefully they won't say anything too bad. But a little bit of information here about Las Vegas Motor Speedway as we're getting ready to grid here, looking at the pace car there. The drag strip and road course here in Las Vegas opened up in 1972, but the half mile didn't open up until 96. This is a 1.5 miles that is progressively banked from 12 to 20 degrees.
Good luck, everyone. God bless y'all.
I can go ahead and open up our race. You can see what this track looks like. 71 degrees outside, 7% humidity, and the wind is blowing 15-mile-an-hour winds there. The oval here, of course, in Las Vegas, just barely over 1.5 miles, and outside currently, or on the track currently, 111 degrees Fahrenheit, even though the ambient temperature is only 71.
Good luck, everybody. Nobody wins this thing at the beginning of the race, okay? You gotta be there at the end.
Hey,
So
I
you
can
see
win lap 1, right?
a couple of new paint schemes out there already. The 04 car of Brett Guzik with a new paint scheme. The 99 car of Brandon Jackson also has a new paint scheme. I know Ricky Hart Jr. was talking about how he had a new paint scheme that he's running for tonight. And speaking of Ricky Hart Jr., last year he was the winner here of the Bandit Racing League when we came here to Vegas. It was the 64 car, the Materia Tattoo 64 of Ricky Hart Jr. It was his Camry last season. He's going to try and do it in his Supra here tonight. But now, before these cars get rolling, let's go ahead and go through our starting lineup. Starting on the pole, the 04 car of Brett Guzik, followed by the 99 of Brandon Jackson. Then we had the 80 of Tyler Rowland, followed by Nick Nickerson, Benjamin Lacey, Hunter Henry, Ricky Hart Jr., Benny Hogan, Bill Harkins, and Curtis Yancey in the 51 to round out your top 10. In the background, you hear Brandon Jackson welcoming every driver to the race, getting everything ready to go. But starting in 11th position, the 60 car of Dustin Franklin, followed by the 12 of Daniel Grice. Or in 12th, Daniel Grice. I'm sorry. 13th position, the 8 car of Kevin Foster, followed by Matt Crockett. Mason Flagar, the 72, in 15th position. A good qualifying effort from him. And in 16th, Cody Welch in the 85, followed by Peter Murphy, Trey Ellis, Jason Greenwell, Michael Ramos, Garrett Hall, Brandon Trogdon, Gary Wright, and Christopher Ferrara in 24th position in the 13 car. 25th, Thomas Finsler, followed by Cale Zook, David Leakey, Alan Castle, Curtis Michaels, Clint Nichols, Brett Graham, Victor Weaver, Jarrett Grodzicki, Marshall Moran, Nicholas Sneed, and Anthony Caetano in the 79 car in 36th position. Or in 30th position. 31st, 14 car of Brant Graham, followed by Victor Weaver, Jared Grodzecki. I'm sorry, that was 36th position. Got a little bit confused there. My apologies. 37th, Jonathan Platt in the 43, followed by Corey Shepard, Paul Wilson, and Kim Janer in the 82 car to round out 40th position. So we're getting ready to roll here. Lights are off on the pace car, and the pace car is down onto pit road. The 04 car of Brett Guzik going to be the one to lead us to green. And here we are green here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Evan Wall Media All-American 100. Brett Guzik and Brandon Jackson battling it out for the first position. Jackson led there for a second, but Guzik holding strong on the inside. A little bit of contact with the wall for one of your drivers back a little bit further, but Nick Nickerson sitting there in third place, right on the bumper of Jackson. Guzik with the advantage here now onto the backstretch, though. And Guzik now the leader of the race. The 2 car of Nick Nickerson looking to the inside of Jackson possibly, though. But here we see a battle for 4th place already. The 7 car of Benjamin Lacey battling with the 80 of Tyler Rowland to his outside. Rowland now up going to battle with the 2 of Nick Nickerson. Rowland looking to take positions up there on the outside lane. Starting to get single filed out here now, but the 1 car that we have battling right here is that 80 of Tyler Rowland there on the outside of Nick Nickerson. See Nickerson slowed up a little bit by the 99 of Brandon Jackson.
Hey, this guy up here, man. We don't know where he is half the time.
But Rowland working on the outside. Currently on the outside of Nickerson still, but he was looking to get up in front of Jackson. We'll see if he can do it in a couple of laps here. For now, though, Brett Guzik securely with the lead. Brandon Jackson in second, and Tyler Rowland in third. Nick Nickerson sitting in 4th place and looking to pounce.
I know, I'm watching it.
Into a wide angle here, you can really see the whole field. And we might have a battle for the lead here. Brett Guzik on the outside. Brandon Jackson on the inside. We'll see who can come through after lap 5 of 100 here at Las Vegas. Brandon Jackson looking to take the position in the 99 car. Brett Guzik holding strong on the outside, though, and Guzik's going to be able to hang on to it. The challenge not going to work right now. The 99 car of Brandon Jackson thinking better of it, deciding to stay there in the second position at least for now. One big mover already, the 51 car of Curtis Yancey. There you see him going to the inside of Benjamin Lacey. All season he's been one of the quickest drivers and already making moves early in this race. Battle for the 5th position right now. Currently, Curtis Yancey in the 5th position, able to take it from Benjamin Lacey, and there he cleanly takes it. Curtis Yancey now moving up to P5. Back a little bit further, here was last year's winner, Ricky Hart Jr. There's his new paint scheme that he's running tonight. Brighter colors for the 64 car, the Materia Tattoo car. So you see Bill Harkins right behind him. Here's the number 1 car of Daniel Grice. Haven't seen him all season.
Just run the other.
72 Dordham.
What the heck?
There's the number 1 car. Haven't seen him all season. I don't even know if we saw him much last season, but glad to have him back, the number 1 car. Daniel Grice, sitting pretty in 9th position right now, making the pass for 9th position. Bill Harkins to the outside. Bill Harkins now down to 11th. Daniel Grice and Cody Welch moving into 9th and 10th. Great moves from the 1 and the 85 car. Up front, though, Brett Guzik still your leader and holding on strong up there. Tyler Rowland has moved his way up into the 2nd position. Brandon Jackson down to 3rd. We'll see if the 80 car has anything for the 04. Rolling now to the inside. The 04, Brett Guzik to the outside. We'll see if he can make it stick. The 04 has been holding on strong on the outside so far, and he's going to do it here on to the backstretch at Las Vegas. 10 laps down of 100. 90 to go. The 04 pulling away now, and Brandon Jackson, the 99 car, may look to the inside. Not going to do it this turn. We'll see if he does into the next corner. The 80 holding it down low, gaining a little bit of ground on the 04. And now the 99 diving down to the inside. The 80 of Tyler Rowland going to hold on to the outside. Coming on to the backstretch, the 80 and the 99 side by side. Guzik still out front. Rowland and Jackson battling for the 2nd position. The 99 with the advantage through this corner. Should be able to get it on exit. The 99 almost has him cleared. Down into the corner again. The 99 should have 2nd position. And a little bit of a battle brewing directly behind them as well. Curtis Yancey, the biggest mover so far this race, up 5 positions from where he started. And now looking to the inside of Nick Nickerson. We'll see if he can make it stick. The 2 car of Nickerson up there on the outside. The 51 of Curtis Yancey down on the inside. This battle for 4th position. Curtis Yancey should be able to do it. And now Ricky Hart Jr., he's also made a couple of moves as well. But behind him you see the 88 car of Benny Hogan and the 7 of Benjamin Lacey. These guys getting really racy right here in the top 10. '64 car now, moving up into 5th position as he goes by the 2 of Nick Nickerson. Nickerson falling to 6th. Ricky Hart up in 5th. And now the 7 car of Benjamin Lacey looking to pass Nickerson as well. Lacey should have it as they get through this corner. Nickerson running up there on a higher line. In the 1 car, Daniel Grice making the pass on the 88 of Benny Hogan. Daniel Grice up to 8th position. Benny Hogan back down to 9th for right now. Let's see if we can head back up to the front, see what is going on. And as we do a battle for the lead, Brett Guzik still holding strong on the outside, but Brandon Jackson battling to his inside, looking to take away the lead. Here on lap 15, and already multiple challengers for Guzik. Guzik's been able to hang on to it every time, but he's not going to be able to this time. New leader, 99. Brandon Jackson here on lap 15 of 100 at Las Vegas. Brandon Jackson out front, Brett Guzik in second. Tyler Rowland in third, but Guzik going to battle back. You see the way he pulled up when Brandon Jackson let off for the corner. So Guzik definitely not going to be falling back, but still in second position as of right now. Then a little bit of a battle back here. Tyler Rowland in the 80 car. Curtis Yancey in the 51 is going to be to his inside and going to be able to cleanly make the pass. The 64 of Ricky Hart Jr. is going to look to follow. Right now, the top 3, Jackson, Guzik, and Yancey. Then here's where we have Tyler Rowland and Ricky Hart Jr., last year's winner, directly behind him. A little bit of a gap to Benjamin Lacey here in the 7 car. And then a larger gap to Nick Nickerson, where you see him battling the 1 and the 2 car. Daniel Grice with Nick Nickerson in the 2 to his outside as they head onto the backstretch here. Grice looking to his inside. He had his nose under there for a second, but not able to make it stick. Nickerson in 7th position, Grice in 8th. But Grice looking to move up right now.
Keep it going, get it going, get it going. One by himself.
Right now sitting in 9th position, Cody Welch, as you see Grice pass Nickerson, and they battle back. Grice washes up a little bit. Nickerson going to make the outside stick. On the backstretch now, Nickerson able to hold on for a second. Grice now pulling up again. Cody Welch. Now while they're battling, Cody Welch moving his way up, and behind him you see the 8 car, Kevin Foster. So looking to go 3 wide here. Not exactly, though. Grice up front. Grice sitting in 7th position now. Nickerson up on the outside in 8th, and Cody Welch in 9th. You see Kevin Foster in that 8 car looking to take advantage of these guys racing up in front of him. Nickerson now to the inside. We've seen him on the outside so far. Nickerson holding strong in 7th. Grice, the 1 car, the one up there on the outside. The 1 car with a little bit of a jump right there. Nickerson in 9th. As the yellow flag is going to come out for our first caution. So we're on lap 20 of 100. Brandon Jackson, your leader right now, followed by Brett Guzik, Curtis Yancey, Ricky Hart Jr., and Tyler Rowland. But as we've got this caution, let's go ahead to instant replay, see if we can see what happened. Nicholas Sneed and Mason Flagar involved. So it looks like the 72 just got loose. Came down into the 92 car. Let's see if we can watch it one more time. So that 72 car just got into the outside wall, got loose, and hard contact for the 92. And that's going to bring out our first caution of the night here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The EvanWallMedia.com 100. And I recommend you guys go ahead and head over to EvanWallMedia.com. Feels weird to go ahead and plug myself like that, but I'm going to do it anyway. See, here we are on screen right now. So EvanWallMedia.com. I do a bunch of stuff, graphic design, photography, videography, obviously iRacing broadcasting, but for all that, you can go ahead and find it on EvanWallMedia.com. iRacing paint schemes, any other type of graphic design, whether it be iRacing related or not, as well as actual racing, photography, all that you can see over on EvanWallMedia.com. So, Appreciate you guys going to look at that. There you see some guys heading down pit road. We'll see if we can go ahead and get a look at that and see who is heading down pit road. It looks like it's going to be just about everybody. So far, I don't see anyone who hasn't gone down pit road. But the question is, what are they going to get? Are they going to get tires or not? There you see Brandon Jackson, the 99 car, the first one off. So far, the only driver that I have not seen head down pit road is Alan Castle, who is now going to sit in P1. The 93 car, the Rogue Energy 93 car. From Alan Castle Esports. We'll see if he comes down pit road this time, though. Being scored in P4 right now.
Pace car middle 3 and 4.
The Rogue Energy 93. But Brandon Jackson, still your leader, and a great run from him so far. After he was able to actually get by the 04 of Guzik, took off to a pretty good lead there. We'll head to our double Skype cam. You can see a little bit of behind-the-scenes view of all these drivers that we got racing here tonight. Up in the top left corner, Garrett Hall. Then in the middle, top, Jason Greenwell, David Leakey. Middle left, Nick Nickerson. Right in the middle, Matt Crockett. You see the welcome to the fabulous Las Vegas sign behind him. In the middle right, Ricky Hart Jr., driver of the 64. Then Cody Welch on the bottom left. Bill Harkins on the bottom right. And on the bottom in the middle, your leader, the 99 car of Brandon Jackson. So thank you for all the drivers that are here on Skype tonight. We definitely appreciate it. It's very nice to see kind of a behind-the-scenes view for everyone. And we'll go ahead and flip it to where you aren't just seeing the top 20. Our ticker is going to go ahead and start to scroll through everyone. But down in the comments, go ahead. You haven't been able to hear it too much. We're only here on lap 23 of 100. But let me know what you guys think of the idea of hearing some of your drivers, hearing what they're saying on race chat. There you hear Brandon Jackson saying something right now. But go ahead and let me know down in the comments what you guys think of that. I think it's going to be an interesting addition to add to the background.
Wow. I hope you hit the wall head on.
Welcome to open mic.
Little bit a back and forth there
Brandon just doing Brandon things.
between Brandon Jackson and Bill
I'm
Harkins.
so sorry about that, guys.
And also the apology there from the driver of the 72 car, Mason Flagar. Obviously didn't mean to do that on purpose. Easy to get loose here, especially with the temperatures as they are. So definitely not his fault for getting loose, you know, but that's just what happens here. As we go back to restart, though, Brandon Jackson going to be out front. Curtis Yancey to his inside, as Jackson is going to choose to restart on the outside lane.
It up for the restart too.
Everybody getting bunched up right now. The 99 car followed by the 51. Then in third position, the 80 of Tyler Rowland, Brett Guzik, Nick Nickerson, Ricky Hart Jr., Bill Harkins, Kevin Foster, Benjamin Lacey, and Matt Crockett to round out your top 10. Then on 11th, we've got Daniel Grice, Cody Welch, Cale Zook, Trey Ellis, Jason Greenwell. In 15th and 16th, Benny Hogan, Michael Ramos, Garrett Hall, Dustin Franklin, and Christopher Ferrara. Here we are with no fans, getting ready to go green after our first caution for our first restart of the day. Back green, 99 car of Brandon Jackson with the big jump out front. He's being followed by the 51 of Curtis Yancey and Tyler Rowland in the 80, but a huge jump from that 99 car. Obviously, that outside lane served him well.
Brought back to the rear.
Your race control telling someone to drop back to the rear. Not sure who that was. Someone must have had a bad start. there, though. Curtis Yancey in the 51, though, looking to track down the 99 car. He made up a couple spots
Rather pass
on his pit stops.
Backed up. Wrecked.
But the 51 car now looking to challenge the 99 for first position.
The issue is he jumped before they went.
51 looked to the outside, but the 99 seemed to kind of block him. Now the 51's going to the inside. Curtis Yancey inside of Brandon Jackson for the lead. See the 99 car of Jackson on the inside. Obviously the 51 of Yancey on the inside. Yancey down on the apron. Still side by side as they head into turn 1 and 2 here.
Sorry about that. I just got super tight on those bumps.
Up the track a little bit. You heard the 51 car apologize, but Brandon Jackson back now down to 4th position. See that 51 car got tight, got up into the 99 car, but that really doesn't help the 99. I don't know if he got into the wall or not, but up the track a little bit. He's definitely not going to be happy once he gets back up to the front. That's going to leave Curtis Yancey all alone up front now, though, followed by Tyler Rowland, Cody Welch, and Brett Guzik battling it out for the 2nd position. Cody Welch into 2nd right now, followed by Tyler Rowland, and then Brett Guzik side by side with Brandon Jackson. Guzik on the outside, Jackson on the inside. Jackson looks like he's going to have the advantage, and he is. Jackson up into 4th position, Guzik in 5th. And Ricky Hart Jr., last year's winner, the 64 car, now onto the inside of the 04 as they dive down into turn 1 here.
Good save, guys. Good save.
So the 64 car of Ricky Hart Jr. was on the inside of the 04. Now he's on the inside of the 2 car of Nick Nickerson as they spread out towards the back of the field. Head to a wide shot, see if we can see. There's so much racing, no way I can possibly cover the whole track.
It doesn't come deep.
But now we see the 1 car of Daniel Grice looking to make a move. Grice on the inside of Ricky Hart Jr. Right now sitting in 6th position, looking to move his way up to 5th if he can get by the 04 of Brett Guzik. And if we rejoin the front, Cody Welch, your new leader in the 85 car, lap 30. And Cody Welch, your new leader, Curtis Yancey, back into 2nd position. And the 99 of Brandon Jackson follows him in 3rd, looking to work his way back up there. And a little bit of a gap back to Tyler Rowland in the 80. And then directly behind him, Daniel Grice, who has worked his way all the way up to 5th and looking to make the pass for 4th. Right now, sitting in 4th. Currently, we'll see if he can make it stick, and he will be able to. The 1 car of Daniel Grice up into 4th position, followed by Tyler Rowland in the 80. Then we have Benny Hogan in the 88. 14 of Brant Graham now worked his way up to 7th position. Big mover right there in the 14 car. First time in the top 10 today, I do believe. But there you see him working on the outside of the 88 car of Benny Hogan. Good run for him so far. There you see him 3 wide as the 14 is able to work through with Tyler Rowland on the outside. Brant Graham now up to 5th. See on his inside is Benny Hogan as they dive down into the turn. And now he makes up some ground. Brandon Jackson now down to 5th as Brant Graham is going to pass him. Cody Welch out front, followed by Curtis Yancey, Daniel Grice, and then Brant Graham. And just as I say that, here comes Grice, passing Yancey, moving up into 2nd position. Big mover in the number 1 car of Daniel Grice. Cody Welch, though, still out front. Curtis Yancey now on the outside, and a little bit of contact there for Brandon Jackson. I'm not sure who it was that got into him, but Jackson now all the way back to 7th position. You saw him really low there on the back stretch, and Paul Wilson now going into the inside of Brandon Jackson, the 89 car of Paul Wilson, looking to take away 7th position. There's the 75 car, Jarrett Grodzecki, looking to the inside of the 99 now, and he looks like he's going to be able to make the pass. The 75, Jarrett Grodzecki up into 8th position. Brandon Jackson down into 9th. 51 car of Curtis Yancey now falling a little bit. Here you see him on the outside of Paul Wilson in the 89. And a good move so far for the 13, Christopher Ferrara. Up into 5th position right now, looking to gain on the 88 car of Benny Hogan. The White Claw Camaro moved his way up into 5th position and looking to move his way up further. Out front, though, still Cody Welch in the 85 car. Daniel Grice in 2nd, Graham in 3rd, Hogan in 4th, and Ferrara in 5th. Here on lap 35, though, going to go a bit through the field a little bit further. So 5th place, of course, Ferrara. Then we got Paul Wilson, Jared Grodzecki, and Curtis Yancey falling all the way back to 8th now. Brandon Jackson all the way back in 9th. Then Tyler Rowland. If I had to guess, I would say a lot of these guys most likely did not take tires that first pit stop, whereas some of these guys that you're seeing leading did take tires. That's why they're falling back a little bit, but I wouldn't expect them to fall back for too long. As there you see the 04 of Brett Guzik looking to the inside, the 80 of Tyler Rowland. Guzik in the 04 car, looking to take 10th position, and he does at the line. We'll see if he can hold it, though. Then we have the 64 car, Ricky Hart Jr. behind their double wide battle. The 04 car is going to take 10th position as he dives in there. You also see the 69 car of Brandon Trogdon working on the inside. See if he can make it stick down there. Victor Weaver in the 23. He's that 2nd driver on the inside line, still in his Ohio State paint scheme from last week. And on the outside still, Ricky Hart Jr. in the 64, all the way back to 14th position right now. This battle right here, of course, the 2 car of Nick Nickerson, the 1 on the outside, but inside of him, the 90 of Marshall Moran. The Texaco number 90. Making big moves there on the inside line as you see Tyler Rowland holding up the outside. Ricky Hart Jr. going to jump to his inside, as is Nick Nickerson. So Ricky Hart Jr., Nick Nickerson, and Kevin Foster going to be the 3 in line here on the bottom. Tyler Rowland in that 80 on the outside. And the 17 of Thomas Finsler. He should be the 17 of Thomas Finsler. This is what he's showing up like on the broadcast, though, so it must have been a little bit of a paint scheme mix-up for the 17 of Finsler as he is showing up in the 9 Black Rifle Coffee car. But as we go through the field a little bit more, that is the 17 of Thomas Finsler down there low on the inside. And Tyler Rowland all the way back to 18th position right now. On his inside, though, Benjamin Lacey now looking to make the pass. Lacey now in 18th, Rowland in 19th. And back a little bit further, Haggy, 97 car, Eddie Haggy, sitting in 20th position. On the tail end of this battle between Rowland and Lacey, looking to make a move. And then a new driver to the league, Curtis Michaelis, I believe is how you say that. Apologies if I'm wrong. I'll have to make sure that that's right after the race. But the 07 car, I do believe, is going to be a new driver to the league, the Exalta car. And you see him directly behind him for position is going to be the 26 car of Garrett Hall. So the 26 car all the way back in 22nd position. Then Mason Flagar in the 72 in 23rd. So we head back up front, though. Your leader now, Daniel Grice, has now taken away the lead here on lap 41 of 100. Leader is going to be Daniel Grice in the Fox Camaro. Brent Graham now back to 2nd, and Benny Hogan in 3rd place, trying to catch up to Graham. Christopher Ferrara sitting there in 4th position in the 13 White Claw car, and Paul Wilson and Cody Welch in 5th and 6th. Sitting in 7th, Grodzecki. You can see these guys have really gotten spread out so far over this run, and it's a ways back that you have to go before you get to the 51 car of Curtis Yancey, who's holding his ground there in 8th position. So you heard somebody come across the radio that they're pitting soon. Green flag pit stops should be in effect here shortly. There's a couple drivers who haven't come in the pits. That's Corey Shepard, Kim Janer, just Corey Shepard and Kim Janer, the only drivers who have not come in the pits so far today.
Appreciate you.
Dustin Franklin, you're first to head into pit lane today. Or on this cycle of green flag pit stops. Daniel Grice, though, still going to be out front as of right now. But Dustin Franklin, the only taker for pit lane this green flag pit stop. And while things are spread out while we're here right now, we're going to go ahead and go to a roll bar cam with your leader, the one car of Daniel Grice. And you'll see what a lap around Las Vegas Motor Speedway is like.
Hey, 11, so sorry, dude.
So there you see what a couple of laps is like around Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Here with a clean windshield for the driver of the number 1 car, Daniel Grice. Nobody out in front of him right now.
About that.
And another driver that has come in for 2 pit stops so far, Paul Wilson, the 89 car. One of the only drivers that has come in for 2 pit stops. Wilson sitting right now in 5th position. So I'm assuming that second pit stop that he came in for must have been a little bit earlier. Trey Ellis now going to be your next driver heading in pit lane, pitting from 34th position.
94 fitness time. 94 fitness time.
Ellis is near here, the 94, going to be coming into the pits this time. Grice, though, still out front in the 1 car. Brent Graham in the 14 behind him. Hunter Henry in the pit lane, the 94 car. Benny Hogan sitting in 3rd. Christopher Ferrara in 4th. And Paul Wilson
This time.
in 5th. Everybody really spread out. You heard Flagar pitting this time. And I believe that was also Daniel Grice that said he was about to come in pit lane. He did. There he goes, your leader, now on to pit lane. New leader, going to be the 14 car of Brant Graham.
Year 7 pit this time.
23, why you keep blocking me?
100 pitting.
Wasn't intentional, sorry.
Driver of the 100 car, also pitting. So you see, this is going to be the closest battle that we have on track right now. Though 4 car, Brett Guzik, he just said he was pitting. He was on the outside, though, of Victor Weaver. He'll have to find a way to get down. And almost a little bit of trouble there as he dove onto pit road. See the guys getting it woed up enough onto pit road.
All right, 83 pitting in this time around.
Benny Hogan,
38.
driver of the 88 car, going to be your leader right now. Points for leading the lap.
51 pitting. Watch out on the back stretch. Watch out. Keep it up there.
Daniel Grice, you saw slide is just to miss Christopher Ferrara come in pitting. Oh, in trouble for the 88 car coming onto pit lane.
6 is pitting.
Got loose with the tires
84 pitting.
under braking, and the 88 car just got sideways. Wasn't able to hang on to it. Shouldn't be too much damage for the CNR machining. Number 88 Camaro, though. But adding a little bit of time as he pulls into pit lane. Oh, and that's going to hurt him even more as he slides through pit lane. But staying out so far, the 90 car of Marshall Moran. And leading here halfway through the EvanWallMedia.com All-American 100 at Las Vegas. So right now on pit lane, Ricky Hart Jr., Nick Nickerson, Kevin Foster, Eddie Haggy, Thomas Finsler, Garrett Hall, Michael Ramos, Kel Zook, Jackson, Lacey, Greenwell, Murphy, Leakey, and Wright.
90's pitting in. 90's pitting in.
All on pit lane. And here you see the 90 car of Marshall Moran heading onto pit lane. We'll follow the roll bar on him. We'll see what it's like getting in the pits here at Las Vegas. See, a really conservative approach to braking from the 90 car. He didn't want to do like you saw one of the other drivers do and spin it around when you brake just a little bit too hard. But good entry for the 90 car of Marshall Moran. He's still your leader, though. Daniel Grice going to be sitting in second, in position to take the lead away once he gets around onto the front stretch. You see him pass the finish line right there, and with that, Grice going to move up into the number 1 position. Daniel Grice, your leader, followed by Brant Graham, Paul Wilson, Marshall Moran, who is pitting out, Christopher Ferrara, and Jarrett Grodzecki.
Sorry about that, 83. I was chasing her up the track, trying to keep her off of you.
Yep, no worries, man, no worries.
You see the 6 car of Gary Wright. I believe he is new to the league as well. He is going to be a lap down, though, as he goes inside of the 14 of Brant Graham. Six car looking to get his lap back, though. There you see the leader of Daniel Grice directly in front of him. So right now, as we look through our scoring sheets, everyone has pitted twice except for Paul Wilson, who has pitted 3 times, Eddie Hagge, who has pitted 3 times, and Sneed, Ramos, and Franklin, who have all pitted 3 times. So as of right now, everyone has come in for their second stop, as there you see the 6 car unlap himself, now back on the lead lap. First car in front of your leader of Daniel Grice. And there you see the gap between the 1 car and the 14 sitting in P1 and P2 as we finish lap 55 of 100. You can see the distance that 14 car has to make up right now. And this is the moment in the race where you really want to be thinking about, do you want to make that distance up, or do you want to just try and save your tires and just be there at the end? Because really, the driver who is there at the end is going to be the one that's going to win the race. I say that every single time. Every single race that we have since we have these tire sets, you have to be there at the end.
That was me, baby.
And you see
Something like that.
Brandon Jackson with a little bit of smile over there on the Skype camera from the 99 car.
Oh, looks like they caught that one.
I would have to assume that Action Jackson got a little bit loose there. That's usually
What are we talking about?
what happens with the 99, one of the best drivers at saving it.
He passed the car where he probably shouldn't have passed the car.
But there you see a little bit of battle, and Action Jackson going to make it 3 wide. Almost did. Jackson sitting in 12th position. In front of him, the 97 of Hagge in 11th. The 97 washes up just a little bit. Jackson's going to be able to make the pass. Jackson up into 11th. Then Tyler Rowland in the 80 car, sitting there in 10th position in front of them. And the driver that I said from the beginning to keep an eye on, Ricky Hart Jr., sitting here in 7th position. Good run from him in the 64s. There's a little bit of a 2-wide battle in front of him. Alan Castle is going to be the 93 down there on the inside. He is a lap down, though. And the 64 of Ricky Hart Jr. looking to the inside of the 89 of Paul Wilson. Nick Nickerson going to follow him. Bill Harkins does the same, I believe, as well. Harkins going to be a lap down, though. Harkins, the first car, a lap down. But you see Nick Nickerson and Ricky Hart Jr. running nose to tail here in 6th and 7th position. Brett Guzik up in front of them in 5th. Looking to gain on the 75 of Grodzecki, who's sitting in 4th right now. See Grodzecki to the tail end of Brant Graham, and he's going to look to go to the inside. Graham on the outside, Grodzecki on the inside. 75 going to be able to make the pass. 75 moves up into 3rd position. 14 to Brant Graham, down in 4th and into the wall a little bit there for Graham.
Take the bottom, Brett. Take the bottom, Brett.
So whenever I'm in the inside of someone, car gets really tight.
And now you see Daniel Grice down to 3rd position. Is Grodzecki going to be able to make the pass? Grodzecki up to 2nd, and a quick mover there. A really big mover, and a quick mover. The 51 of Curtis Yancey up into lead right now. Lap 61 of 100. I'd have to assume that Yancey's one of the ones that took tires that last pit stop. So he definitely has a quick car. I'm assuming Grice didn't, and that's why he was able to lead after that first round of pit stops. Because you have to remember, here in the Bandit Racing League, we do have tire sets. So since this is an oval track, you got 3 sets of tires, including the ones that you start on. So you can only change tires 2 times. I would assume that most of these guys have changed tires once, and so they will have one more set of tire changes before the night is over. But Curtis Yancey in the 51 going to be your leader. We'll see who can do it best. Brett Guzik looking to make the pass as well. Guzik in 3rd position. Grice now in 4th. As Guzik cleanly makes the pass, Ricky Hart Jr. and Nick Nickerson are going to look to follow. You see on the inside of Grice is the driver of the 100 car. That's going to be Clinton Nichols. He is going to be 1 lap down. But there you see Ricky Hart Jr. able to make the pass on Grice. Nickerson following. Grice got really tight there up into the outside wall. Is Ricky Hart Jr. looking to pass that lapped car? Nickerson right now, one of the closest battles on track right now as he tries to track down the 64 car of Ricky Hart Jr. It's a little ways back to get to Grice now, as obviously that car must be tightening up on older tires here on lap 65 of 100, and a ways back to go before we get to former leader, the 14 of Brant Graham. But directly behind him, there's the 99 car of Brandon Jackson, making moves, working his way to the front under the 14 car right now. And down into turn 3, the 99 is going to be able to make the pass. Brant Graham now back to 8th position. Jackson up to 7th. Benjamin Lacey is going to be the next one to capitalize on the 14's older tires as he heads to his inside in the turn right now. The 17 now in 8th position. Brant Graham all the way back down to 9th. 10th, though, Tyler Rowland and Kevin Foster. Foster's always one of those guys that's really good at saving tires. I definitely have to say that he's probably going to be one of the ones left at the end of the day here today at Las Vegas. See him working on the inside of Tyler Rowland there. He ought to be able to make the pass here as long as the 14 doesn't get in the way, and he won't. The 8 car of Kevin Foster working his way up to 10th position, and now 9th as he's able to get by Brant Graham.
Come on, dude.
In trouble for Brandon Jackson. You saw him down there on the inside.
Hello, man.
That was a nice save. That was impressive.
We'll see if we can head to an instant replay and see what happened with the 99 car. The 99 racing the 79.
You're blinking out a little.
79 of Anthony Caetano. And a little bit of contact there, but a good save from the 99 car of Brandon Jackson, able to keep it clean. And that 79 car in 38th position, a lap down. Good save, though, like I said, from the 99 of Jackson. He's sitting in 8th position right now, and Kevin Foster directly behind him. You saw on the top of your screen there, Grice falling back to 7th position. Benjamin Lacey moving his way up into 6th now. And up at the front, Ricky Hart Jr. and Brett Guzik working their way up front. Curtis Yancey, still your leader, but Ricky Hart Jr. is charging. He won here last season in his Camry, looking to do it in the Supra. He still has a ways to go, though, before he gets up to Yancey. Yancey in that 51 car, a good ways in front of the 64 and the 04. Driver in the pits, Paul Wilson, heading out of pit lane right now, as is Alan Castle. These guys making their 4th pit stop now. But here you see the battle between Ricky Hart Jr., Brett Guzik, and Nick Nickerson. Sitting in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Big top.
Jarrett Grodzecki going to be behind them. A really good run for the driver of that 75 car, the Southwest Camaro. Good run to be sticking up here in 5th position so far. Lap 72 now of 100. And still trying to watch a little bit of a battle brewing here. It's Ricky Hart Jr. in 3rd, but Nick Nickerson going to be onto the inside of Guzik. Nickerson going to try and take 3rd position.
Yeah,
And able to do it, Nickerson into 3rd. Guzik now down into 4th position. Benjamin Lacey going to be behind them and on top of the 11 car of Bill Harkins. Lacey in 6th. Harkins is going to be a lap down in 30th position. Lacey able to make the pass. You see, here's where you really see lap cars getting in the way, because Benjamin Lacey in that 7 car is sitting in 6th position. The 7 car right here sitting in 6th position. You have to go back to the 8 of Kevin Foster. I'm sorry, Benjamin Lacey sitting in 6th. Kevin Foster sitting in 7th, but you can see how many lap cars were in his way. And there's Brandon Jackson in the 99 car that we saw. He's sitting in 8th position right now, looking to work his way up front, but time is running out for him, as it is now lap 74 of 100 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So we work our way back a little bit, though. Sitting in 9th position is going to be Tyler Rowland. Then in 10th,
94 business time.
Daniel Grice as he heads into the pit. And you also heard Hunter Henry announcing that he was going to be heading into the pits, telling the other drivers so that they know to be on the lookout for it. So you see Grice heading in, as is Garrett Hall, Benny Hogan, Trey Ellis on his way out, as is Cody Welch in the 85 car. And the 94 car of Hunter Henry heading in. Brett Guzik now pitting from the top 5. The 04 car. It's going to be all these guys' 3rd pit stops of the day. So you see some of the drivers coming in. Eddie Haggy coming in. Christopher Ferrara, Weaver,
07 fitness time.
Hall, Hogan, all
38
coming in
time.
to get a service. You heard
100's pitting.
all the drivers saying somebody getting real loose as they come down pit road. 24 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Still out front, though, the 51 car of Curtis Yancey, the Bass Pro Shops Columbia car.
7 pitting.
As it looks like he's diving
99 pitting.
onto pit lane right now.
E3 pitting in this time.
It's a lot of guys heading on pit road. We'll
6 is pitting.
keep it on this camera, though, and show you the race off pit road. There you see the 100 car
Harrison?
heading off.
Brandon.
Brandon Jackson with a little bit of trouble.
You too, Peter.
If history is anything, I would assume that the 99 car had a little bit of trouble getting it woed up to speed. But there you see him getting his service nevertheless and heading off here.
84 pitting in.
Current leader right now is going to be the 8 car of Kevin Foster. And I will say congratulations to the 99 car of Brandon Jackson for not stalling it there on pit road. He has a tendency to do that. But
Pitting. 8 pitting in. Go high.
right there you hear the 8 car heading on pit road. He's your current leader right now. One of the few drivers that is not pitted. Seeing how long he can hold it.
10 pitting in, 10 pitting in.
So the 8 car heading onto pit road. So is the 90 of Marshall Moran, the 10 of Matt Crockett. And they're some of the only guys who have not pitted right now. Curtis Yancey sitting in 4th position right now. And he should be the one to take the lead back once the guys in front of him pit. So in front of him, the 90, the 8, and the 10. All in the pits or on the way there. And the 51 in position to take it back. So right now, the 90 car of Marshall Moran, your leader as he's on the backstretch right now. We'll see if he dives down this time. It doesn't look like he's going to at least one more lap. And not a bad strategy. He did this last time trying to hold out. That car would be in a really good position if he were to get a caution right now, but doesn't look like as of right now he's going to do it. You never know what could happen, though.
What's the caution for, please? I would like to know.
It's for a wreck. Did you hear it?
And there, I take it back.
I realize that. I want to know where the wreck is and how many cars, please.
Accident there between Benjamin Lacey and Daniel Grice.
And someone was spun out, so it's for caution light.
51 car of Curtis Yancey. Not happy
Thank you.
to see that caution flag fly. Of course, that messes up his strategy, leaving the 90 car of Marshall Moran in front of him. I'm sure he was really not happy.
I'll take that one. I definitely bumped the one on that.
Sure he was not happy to see that caution flag fly because he was a ways out in front, and that's going to bunch everything up. So let's head to an instant replay. You're watching Benjamin Lacey in the 7 car. That's Daniel Grice in the 1.
Yeah. Thank you for owning up to that.
And then the 80 car directly behind him. And you heard across the radio there that 7 car of Benjamin Lacey. He just went ahead and took the blame for that one. He knew that was his fault. He gave Daniel Grice a little bit of a bump. And let's watch it one more time. You see diving into the corner. The 7 car just didn't exactly judge it correctly. Didn't expect the 1 to slow up as much as he did. Gave him a little bit of bump. But like you guys heard him say, it's his fault, owned up to him, so I'm assuming that 7 car is going to be given an end-of-line penalty for that. But your leader right now, the 90 car of Marshall Moran, the Texaco Mustang, as he's going to head to pit road right now. But getting points for leading a lap is Marshall Moran, so a really good move to stay out from that 90 car. But as he heads in, Curtis Yancey going to be your leader right now. And Kevin Foster going to get the lucky dog. Or no, not Kevin Foster getting the lucky dog. It should be Gary Wright getting the lucky dog. I'm not exactly sure. Kevin Foster just announcing that the lucky dog was heading high. Not sure who got the lucky dog there, but Curtis Yancey going to be out front. And while we're under caution here, with 18 laps to go, we'll see if we can pull somebody down into the broadcast booth and get a couple comments. Curtis Yancey, this is Evan Wall up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, you mind if I just ask you a couple questions while we're under caution right here?
Go ahead.
All right, well, I know that caution kind of probably ruined your plans. You probably didn't love to see that one coming out, but with 18 laps to go, How do you feel restarting up front?
I feel pretty good. Things been on rails.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely had a fast number 51 car out there. But kind of just explain to me how your tire situation has been. So when did you pit for your tires?
On that first caution, we didn't take any tires. Ran all the way through fuel. On the second stop on a green, or the first green flag stop, we took tires, and then obviously that last green flag stop, we took tires.
Gotta go by 26.
All right, that's just one thing that I was wondering. Kind of always want to know how everybody is doing their separate tire sets, but as we're getting ready to go back green here, just wanted to ask you a couple little simple questions. But is there anything you want to say before you head off back into your race car?
No, just appreciate everything you guys have been doing. Appreciate the race control. Although that caution, don't appreciate them at all. But from what I've heard, shouldn't really have been a caution. But hey, what can we do?
Yes, sir. Well, good luck to you the rest of the race. Starting out on the pole here with now 17 laps to go after our second caution. Good luck to you the rest of the race. Hopefully I'll be interviewing you in about 17 laps.
You gotta go
I
by.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Come on, Mason, get up here.
72, I apologize.
All right, so that was Curtis Yancey, driver of the 51 car.
Uh-huh.
You saw him not exactly happy about the caution, but
Got it, Ricky.
you guys saw the cause of it. It looked like it was a fairly clear cause
Fan in the planes.
of the caution to me. There you hear voice
Touchy.
of Ricky Hart Jr. and Brandon Jackson, the drivers of the 64 and the 99 car. See, under caution, Mason Flagar now entering pit lane.
Go, 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 go.
Back in 34th position right now.
Let's go, guys. Tighten this up.
And everybody getting tightened up here. Ready to go back green after our second caution. So Curtis Yancey, driver of the 51 car, going to be starting on your pole. There you see him down on the apron. He's going to be starting on your pole. Nick Nickerson going to be to his outside. Inside of the second row, 64 car of Ricky Hart Jr. And the outside of the second row, the 04 of Brett Guzik. Then you have Jarrett Grodzecki, Brandon Jackson, Kevin Foster, Paul Wilson, and Tyler Rowland, and Garrett Hall to round out your top 10.
Alright, pace stars in 3 and 4, tighten up for the restart.
Do your race control, making sure everybody gets bunched up, ready to restart here after our second caution of the night. The pace car is off. The green flag is out yet again, and Curtis Yancey with the big jump. Huge jump at the line for the 51 car of Curtis Yancey. Nick Nickerson and Ricky Hart Jr. battle for second place. Ricky Hart Jr. on the inside. Nick Nickerson up there on the outside battling for the second position. And a tight race car there for the 75 of Grodzecki, losing a couple positions there on the restart, but that's going to benefit Tyler Rowland. He was able to jump a little bit. And now about to go 3 wide. Grodzecki in the middle. 26 on the outside and Kevin Foster on the inside. 26 getting out of there. Up to 7th position for him. And Kevin Foster now on the inside of Grodzecki, looking to move up into 8th.
Watch out here, too. Saved it, he saved it. He's in the wall. He's good, he's good.
Curtis Yancey, your leader right now, and Nick Nickerson looking to track him down. Only a little bit behind is the 2 car. And Ricky Hart Jr. sitting there in 3rd. Bit of a race here between the 26 of Garrett Hall and the 8 of Kevin Foster. Both of them trying to catch the 80 of Rowland. A little bit more of a race back behind them. Eddie Hagge to the inside of the 89 car of Paul Wilson. And Brant Graham looking to follow Hagge down there on the inside. Hagge able to make the pass. The 97 now up to 9th position. Wilson, the 89 in 10th. And Graham in 11th. Nickerson, though, on the back bumper of Yancey, looking to make the pass for the lead. On the roll bar here, riding with Nick Nickerson. You see him dominate on the road course, but he's good at the 1.5 miles too. You saw Yancey go down real low on the apron, then get back up to be in position for the corner.
Yeah, keep it up, man. We're just going to send you around.
And Nickerson sitting here in second position. Looking for the opportunity to strike here with 11 laps to go. Ricciard Jr. and Brett Guzik directly behind them. Then Jackson Foster. A little bit of battle here with Roland right on the tail of Foster. 10 laps to go now. Here around Las Vegas Motor Speedway. See here the biggest battle on the track. There's the 89 of Paul Wilson sitting in 12th. Trey Ellis directly behind him. First time I've said his name today. Looking to the inside. He makes it 3 wide. Ellis sitting in 12th now. Able to make the pass. And then Marshall Moran directly behind him on the inside lane. Getting in front of Paul Wilson.
Out of four.
The voice of the 10 car of Matt Crockett there, and there's your third caution. Some trouble for the Cody Welch, I believe. Benjamin Lacey, also trouble for both of those guys. So let's go ahead and head to an instant replay, see what happened here with 8 laps to go. So the 85 of Welch.
We're going to call that one racing.
Looks like Welch got a little bit tight and up into the 44 of Cale Zook on his outside, so we're going to watch that one more time. So Welch in the 85, the 44 of Zook up on the outside, like you heard the race director say, going to call that one a racing incident. Also some contact for Benjamin Lacey. As you saw, he was trying to avoid that. It looks like the 7 car may have blown up trying to avoid that. But we are back live now. 7 laps to go after our third caution. There's the 85 car of Cody Welch. So your lucky dog going to be going around on the outside. And there you can see Cody Welch as he goes around. Definitely not the day that he was hoping for, especially with some damage right there. Now sitting in 22nd position. There you see, texting and driving, not so bad when you're under caution. But definitely not the day he was looking for. Definitely he has had a stellar start of the season. But who is having a good day is the 51 car. Curtis Yancey doing great so far. He's going to restart up in first position. And we'll see if we can pull somebody into the broadcast booth for just a second. Nick Nickerson, this is Evan Wall up in the broadcast booth. You got a second?
Yeah, how's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. You're starting this restart, 7 to go now, but you're going to start this restart in second position. Curtis Yancey in the 51. He got a really good jump last restart, so you definitely got to be on your toes. How are you feeling starting out P2 with 6 to go?
Man, I'm just hoping that he makes some kind of mistake, because getting around him with this few of laps is going to be very difficult. There's not very many different lanes to run here, so I'm just going to kind of hope that he makes some kind of mistake and I can take advantage of it. think that's all I really got going for me.
Yes, sir. Well, good luck with that. Hopefully you have a good start up there on the outside line. And one thing that I was wondering, when was the last time that you came in and got tires? If you're okay with telling me that. When was the last time that you came in and got tires?
The last pit stop. I double stinted the first 2 pit stops and then got tires the last 2. So I'm on as fresh tires as anybody else on the field right now.
All right, well, that's just what I was wondering. I always want to – that's one thing that I asked Curtis when I interviewed him the last caution. So I just always want to ask guys. I'm just kind of curious since that's not something that I actually know. I always want to go ahead and ask, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. You're under caution, so I'll go ahead and let you go, and hopefully I'll be interviewing you again here in about 6 laps. Good luck with the rest of the race.
Hope so too, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, can I get an EO, end of line penalty?
Hang on real quick. Nick, if you're still there, which Discord chat were you in? I'll go ahead and put you back in that one since you're driving.
Just the general. One
All
of
right.
most people. Thanks, man.
Sounds good. Just want to make sure that I'm getting everybody put back in the correct spots. Yeah, got him back in there now. Don't want to pull somebody out of their chat and then not put him back in the correct position. But nevertheless,
Not gonna win it on the last 3 laps. So
getting ready to go here.
Hey, let's go, one car. Get up here.
Curtis Yancey starting on the pole on the inside. Nick Nickerson to his outside. Ricky Hart Jr. sitting in that P3 spot. Going to be looking to follow along with that 51 car and attack. The 04 car sitting in 4th up there on the outside. And then
first, your last.
Brandon Jackson in 5th with Kevin Foster in 6th. Definitely a really quick top 10 of guys here between Nickerson, Hart, Guzik, Jackson, Foster. A lot of really fast guys up here up front. Lights are out on the pace car. Everybody's bunched up.
I'm at 94 to hit that car. I didn't even try to check.
Pace car down to the inside, and the 51 already taken off.
Land on brakes.
Nickerson taking off as well, but the 51's going to get it. And the 04 going to squeeze the 99, and a lot of contact there. That's going to bring out another caution. Big trouble for the 04 on the restart. Curtis Yancey had a big jump. Nick Nickerson wasn't able to necessarily keep up with him, but he's going to get another chance.
How many green white checkers are there?
2.
So let's go ahead and watch that instant replay again. So here you see the 51 heading off the 04 and the 99 getting together, and then a little bit of contact with the 8 car. I believe that's Brant Graham as well. And a good bit of guys getting contact and involved in that accident.
Check up into 3.
So as we head back live, things are staying similar with 3 laps to go, and
Little wrinkle on the right front fender, but
if you'll give me just a second, I'll go ahead and grab somebody else.
Paul Wilson, we will be holding the funeral after the race.
Brandon, how's my front?
Let's give him a second to answer
Yeah, it's hurt.
that question. You see the 8 car of Kevin Foster asking the 99 how his race car looked, but let's see if we can go ahead and pull the 99 car
City rear doesn't look that bad.
down.
Coming outside. Lucky dog coming outside.
Brandon Jackson, this is Evan Wall up in the broadcast booth. You got a second?
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Lucky dog.
It's going pretty good. How's it going with you?
You know, I'm gonna be real. I don't know what half these guys are doing. That is the 4th race car this race that has came down or came up on me like I'm not even there. So I don't know what these guys are doing, but it's starting to get to a point where it's getting really frustrating. Now I got right side damage for no reason. So it's been an up and down day, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for you. We saw you up at the front and then fell back a little bit. You've had a good charge back, and right now you're sitting in 4th place right now. So with just a couple laps to go, sitting in 4th place, you think you can do something? You think you can work your way up to the front?
I think I can. Now with this right side damage, I don't know how quick I'll be down the straight lines, but in the corners, you know, especially on this restart, I think I might be able to do something. But try to just keep my foot in it as much as I can, as long as I can. A lot of things these guys don't know is I'm on 2 tires, and everybody else around me is more than likely on 4 tires. So I can probably turn a little bit better through the center up here in 1 and 2 if I stay out of the bumps. But we'll have to see what happens here.
Yes, sir, definitely. So, well, I don't want to take you up too long, so that's all I'm going to ask you. But good luck, and hopefully I will be interviewing you again in a couple of laps.
Thank you. You guys enjoyed the show.
All right, that was the driver of the 99 car, Brandon Jackson. As we said, sitting there in 4th position. A little bit of contact for him now. But he's definitely going to do everything that he can. And definitely, like I saw somebody say in the comments, good to see him back. He hasn't been able to make a couple of races in a row, but good to see him back again this week. 51 car of Curtis Yancey is going to be leading us to green yet again.
We're holding a funeral for you because he just died.
And Nick Nickerson is going to be up on his outside.
Should we all pull over in the same way?
64 car of Ricky Hart Jr. going to be down there in P3. Brandon Jackson up in P4. Tyler Rowland right now sitting in 5th position. 8 of Kevin Foster in 6th. 7th place, Garrett Hall, followed by Haggy, Ferrara, and Ellis to round out your top 10. 11th place, Brant Graham, Marshall Moran, Hogan, Garad, Zecchi, Murphy, Weaver, Greenwell, Crockett, Finsler, and Cody Welch in 20th position. So green, white, checkered here. Looking to go back green. So the lights are out on the pace car. Curtis Yancey, again, going to be the one to take us to green. So there you see the field starting to get bunched up as we head into turns 3 and 4. Nick Nickerson there on the outside is going to try and do everything that he can to not let the 51 car get such a jump once the green flag comes back out.
And Curtis, you were blinking out pretty bad there. It's stabling out now.
Yeah, just Spectrum being terrible.
So we're green back again in the 51 car, already taken off the 2 car of Nick Nickerson, directly behind him in the 64 car. Behind him. 64 car looking to the inside of the 2 of Nick Nickerson. They're going to be side by side. And on the backstretch, Curtis Yancey with the lead. Ricky Hart Jr. on the inside. Nick Nickerson on the outside.
Big wreck out of middle of 3.
Final lap here. I don't believe the caution came out. So we're going to race around to the end. Curtis Yancey out front. Ricky Hart Jr. and Nick Nickerson battling for second position. Nickerson's going to have the advantage onto the backstretch, but I don't think he's going to have time to catch the 51 car. Big move from Kevin Foster as he heads to the outside of Rowland. Yancey with the lead. Nickerson's gaining, but I don't think he's going to have the time. And now Ricky Hart Jr. looking to make the pass on Nickerson, but he's not going to be able to do it. Curtis Yancey going to win. Nick Nickerson in second. Ricky Hart Jr. in third.
Good job, Tyler.
Brandon Jackson in fourth, Roland in fifth, Foster sixth, followed by Ferrara, Moran, Hall, Ellis, Grodzecki, Victor Weaver, Matt Crockett. See these guys really spread out now that the race has concluded. And with that, we are going to head to a commercial really quick. And we'll be right back with the final standings and interviews.
Hell of a race, everybody.
What's up? You want me to do my five go. And the knicker turns. You didn't so person do not look irene schemes and posters. Check it all out over at evanwallmedia.com. Thank y'all and you enjoy the race. All right, so as we head back here, see the 51 car of Curtis Yancey was doing his victory burnouts. Now driving, waving to the would-be fans up in the stands. But let's go ahead and look at our race results. Winner tonight, of course, the 51 car from H&M Motorsports, Curtis Yancey, followed by the 2 of Nick Nickerson, 64 of Ricky Hart Jr., then the 99 car of Brandon Jackson. Behind him, in 5th position, the 80 of Tyler Rowland, followed by the 8 of Kevin Foster, then Christopher Ferrara, Marshall Moran, Garrett Hall, and Trey Ellis to round out your top 10. In 11th position, Jarrett Grodzecki, followed by Victor Weaver, Matt Crockett, Jason Greenwell, 15th, Cale Zook in the 44 car, 16th, Peter Murphy, 17th, Cody Welch, followed by Thomas Finsler, Brent Graham, and Daniel Grice, the 1 car in 20th position. In 21st, the 97 of Eddie Haggy, followed by Bill Harkins, Brett Guzik, Benny Hogan, Clinton Nichols, Gary Wright, Hunter Henry, Curtis Michaelis, Brandon Trogdon. In 30th position, the 27 of Michael Ramos, followed by David Leakey, Dustin Franklin, Alan Castle, Anthony Caetano, Mason Flagar, Paul Wilson, Benjamin Lacey, Nicholas Sneed in 38th in the 62 car. Then 39th, 40th, and 41st belong to Jonathan Platt, Corey Shepard, and Kim Janer, none of which took a lap here tonight. But here, as we get this hidden, let's go ahead and see if we can grab the driver of the number 64 car, Ricky Hart Jr. Ricky, this is Evan Wall up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy. Sorry, what's up?
Awesome. Well, you had a good finish tonight. A really hard race there at the end with Nick, but able to hang on to 3rd position. Just kind of talk us through that final race at the end, kind of from that final yellow flag on.
Yellow flag on. The second yellow flag or the first yellow flag?
The last one.
Oh, the last one. Coming to green, I kind of thought Curtis was going to get the jump as soon as the pace car went, and he jumped as soon as the pace car went. We started going. I had Nick there to the outside. I mean, whoever's in first, you get the jump there, and you're just kind of gone. And I thought maybe, I could reel him in, get in front of Nick. That was my main goal, try to get there and then try to catch up to Curtis, but it just didn't happen. Nick and I were racing together. Fun race, a lot of good race, and everybody was just really even tonight. So, I don't know, Curtis came out at the end, and I think he led most of the race. He did a really good job, it was just impossible to get up there and pass anybody.
Yeah, still a great race, though, and great finish there at the end. But next week, we're going to head to the Daytona Road Course. Is that somewhere that you're excited about?
No. No, I'm excited. I like the road. I mean, out of all the road courses, I think Daytona RC is definitely a lot better than the other ones, at least stronger, and a little bit more in my wheelhouse. Like I ran the 24 hours, I think a couple of years, so I know that track. I think a lot of the guys are going to know the track, so I think it's going to be a lot better than where was that Long Beach that we ran earlier in the year. I think as long as I can keep my headset charged and not have that die on me, I should have a pretty good day. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think one of the probably the my favorite road course that we're going to this season.
Yes, sir. Well, definitely good luck to you then. And as always, I've interviewed you enough times to know that you're going to go ahead and thank Materia Tattoo, but anybody else that you want to go ahead and send out a thank you to or anything?
Today, I just thank my wife, Sam, my beautiful daughter, Alba. They they let me come down here and race on Wednesday nights, so I really appreciate that. I got a great family, and we got another one on the way. So sometime in June, looking forward to that. Oh boy, can't wait. So yeah, just good race, Bandit League racing. Thanks to those guys. Thanks to everybody, and I guess I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. I'll see you next week. Good luck then.
Thank you, Evan. See you then.
All right, that was driver of the number 64 car, Ricky Hart Jr. And here, I'll see if I can pull in Nick Nickerson, driver of the number 2 car. Nick, this is Evan Wall up in the booth. You got a copy?
Let's go, man.
Great race there at the end with Ricky. You just barely got him by a nose to get that second place position, but a really good run there at the end. Kind of talk us through that battle with you and Ricky.
Man, the outside lane just didn't have that speed, because I think with the inside lane being able to cut down and take a shorter length, it was really hard to stay in front of Ricky. The inside lane was just so much faster, but I was able to at least keep up a little speed on the outside going into turn 1. And I know we were running side by side for I think maybe the first lap there. I was able to get some of that momentum speed and stay in front of them. Yeah, and then that last corner, I tried to hold it wide open to see if I can get a big run on Curtis, but about a third of the way into the corner, I realized that wasn't going to happen. I had to check up big time, and he almost passed me, but unfortunately, I was able to grab the second place.
Yeah, good job, able to hang on to it there. And for the second question, I'm going to ask the exact same thing that I asked Ricky, and I'm going to guess that I'm going to get a different answer, but how excited are you heading into Daytona Road Course next weekend?
Pretty excited. The road courses are my wheelhouse, and I love them. However, if you were to rank the slickness of all the road courses in iRacing, I think Daytona is the most slick. So it's going to be paramount for people to keep the tires under their car the entire run, especially when the tires start to wear out. So I think it's going to be less about speed and just almost attrition, keeping it on the track. It's going to be definitely a fun one, I think. Really, really long braking zones. That's kind of what's kind of a hard thing for a lot of people with these Cup cars, is they're not like a GT3 car. You just can't slam on the brakes and go into the corner. These things, you really have to stretch the braking zone out. But I think it should be a good race. We just got done running the road course in official series, a couple weeks ago. So hopefully anybody that runs in the NIS series has some good practice on it. So they should be fairly up to speed on what you have to do.
Yeah, hopefully. So I expect it to be a good race, but
yeah,
as always, before you hop off, is there anything else you want to say? Anybody you want to thank? You know the drill.
Yeah, man, just Bill and Matt for spearheading this league and doing all they do. It's turned out to be an outstanding league, and got to thank you for putting on the broadcast, man. You guys do an awesome job.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and hopefully we'll see you sometime next week.
Yeah, man. See you next week.
All right, that was the driver of the number 2 car, Nick Nickerson. Now we'll see if we can go ahead and grab the driver of the 51. Curtis Yancey, this is Evan Wall up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Able to squeak out a win there. Nick Nickerson was getting close to you for second position, but nevertheless, you were able to get the jump on that restart, and then after that, hold him off to go ahead and seal your victory here tonight at Las Vegas. Go ahead and walk us through, I guess, those final couple of laps and what you had to do to be up front and in the position to win this race tonight.
Yeah, ever since the crash on lap 80, whatever, 90, that brought out that first caution on the last stint, that I thought I had it if it stayed green. I didn't think Nick would get to me or Ricky, but once the caution came out, it was a whole different ball game. They were right there, and I just managed to get better restarts and hold them off in the longer run.
Yeah, you definitely did a good job, able to capitalize on those restarts. Definitely great restarts from the 51 car, able to get you up there out and in front. And one question that I had for you isn't necessarily related to today's race. I noticed that your headshot that you sent in is you in an actual helmet, so I was just kind of curious what type of real-world racing experience you had, if any.
Yeah, for the past, I believe, 7 years, I've been racing go-karts down here in Florida, mainly champ karts, or out at Showtime Speedway here in Pinellas County. And only recently been trying to get into stock cars. Had a first test a couple months ago in a strictly stock out there. Then hopefully trying to save up the money and get a mini stock to run out there.
Okay, awesome. That's really cool. I kind of a piggybacking question off of that. I see your hometown is Clearwater, Florida. I can't exactly remember where that is, but is that anywhere near Pensacola? So are you familiar with Five Flags? Do you think you'll have a little bit of an advantage being from at least a similar area?
Yeah, Clearwater's about 3 or 4 hours away from Pensacola. Pensacola's up there in the Panhandle. We're down here in the Peninsula area, down by Tampa.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've done plenty of laps at Five Flags, mainly in super late models on iRacing, running the Snowball Derby, late models at the Snowflake on iRacing. But yeah, I think Five Flags has been a good track for me. I been waiting to get a win there, haven't won yet, but I think with this hot rod we can get a win there.
Yeah, hopefully so. That'll be coming up a little bit later, but next week we're going to head to the Daytona Road Course, so definitely a different track from these 1.5 miles. Is that a change that you're excited for or not?
Over most sport, absolutely. I'm much more experienced at the Daytona Road Course, especially with that backstretch, or not the backstretch chicane, the exit turn 4 chicane. I feel like that's going to definitely throw in a curveball, especially those guys that run the Daytona 24. I know Nick's always been fast at road courses. He already won on a road course this year at Long Beach, so I think he's going to be hard to catch, but I think my pace at Daytona Road Course is pretty decent, although I still think it's going to be a battle for second.
Yes, sir, probably so, considering what we've seen out of the 2-car this season. But before you head out, just is there anything else that you want to go ahead and say over the broadcast, or anybody that you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, we'll start with my little grievances here. Some of these cautions really shouldn't have been cautions. I know the one towards the end of the race on lap, I believe, 80. Had one of my crew guys watching the broadcast telling me what happened. Apparently, it was only 2 cars and they were off the track. I mean, that doesn't really. We don't need to worry about the safety of the drivers, except for the wheels slipping out of their hand. But they live in probably other states and other cities, so there's no need for cautions if the wreck's off the track. I know there was earlier hearing over the radio that there were wrecks coming off of 4 going into the front stretch grass, and there were no cautions for that. But yeah, I just don't understand some of these cautions. Some of them that are parked on the track, I can understand those, but those that are off the track, just let us race, please. I mean, if it wasn't for the caution on lap 80, I think we would have went back to the checkered under green without using those green-white checkers. But moving on to my sponsors here, H&M Motorsports, Yancey Racing. Do a lot with them, and that's about it.
All right, yes, sir. Well, I see you have plenty to talk about with the admins later. Definitely plenty to bring up with them, but nevertheless, good race tonight, and good luck going into next week at Daytona.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so that was Curtis Yancey, driver of the 51 car. And let me go ahead and head into our schedule. Obviously, now you've noticed the schedule change. Instead of Nashville Fairground Speedway, we're here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And then next week, 3/10, we head over to the Daytona International Speedway road course, like I've said. So that'll definitely be a fun race, 40 laps around the road course there. It ought to be a lot of fun. So I hope that you join us next week for, I believe it will be the Geezer Authentics 40 at Daytona. So thank you all for joining us here tonight. Apologies for it just being me tonight, but my normal broadcaster, Marshall, will be back with us next week, and I'll be happy to have him back. It'll be less talking for me, a little bit easier to get along with things, and I'm sure that you guys are going to enjoy it as well. But nevertheless, good luck to all the drivers next week. Thank you all for joining, and I'll be back same place, same time.